So far, as in terms of official figures, we're still waiting for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and Egypt, one of the countries that is witnessing probably the biggest figures in terms of deaths among its pilgrimage during this season. Without these official figures, all the figures are circulating from media reports and therefore not as accurate as an official statement which should be released soon. But in general, we're seeing many people complaining about how the heat wave that hit the pilgrimage season during the time when 1.8 million Muslims head to Mecca in Saudi Arabia for the annual Islamic praying ritual. And it comes also with a major challenge, because in general Saudi Arabia faces a lot of challenges in giving Hajj visas, and every year there is a challenge for the Saudi kingdom to control that within the official stances, because many would attempt to do the pilgrimage without getting a Hajj visa in terms, which means that the authorities does not recognize them as pilgrims. They do not get notifications and warnings about the weather or about the conditions that they need to face during their pilgrims. And according to an unnamed Egyptian diplomat, that most of the Egyptian pilgrims, we're talking at least 600, and in some figures that went up to more than 1,000 only from Egypt, that most of these pilgrims were not going for the Hajj on an official basis, meaning they did not issue a Hajj visa and were part of the government procedures in Saudi Arabia. It seems that the case might be the same in several other countries. Indonesia is reporting hundreds, dozens in Jordan and other countries in the region as well. So the challenge is, first of all, to allocate those missing persons, because Egypt has formed an emergency committee to follow up with the Saudi officials on the status of missing Egyptians. Dozens are still missing, which means that the casualties, the number of casualties, the death casualties from the Hajj will definitely grow. To put it into comparison, is that normal or not? We're talking about last year, about a little over 200 died during the Hajj season. So we're talking about at least 5 times that figure. So it is definitely an alarming sign about the impact of the heat itself, and also the magnitude through which people who would suffer from heat strokes, for example, would behave, because in general they would be trying to, if they do not have the official visa for Hajj, they will be trying to flee away from the authorities rather than go and seek help.